75 to 10. That's how many homes this week started in active inventory and how many finished in active inventory in one zip code I looked at over the weekend. 75 to 10. 75 homes on the market, 65 got offers and went into contract. That is what we're up against, folks. It's Monday, March 8th, 2021. This is your weekly look at the latest Altos Research data that came in over the weekend for the entire U.S. real estate market. Each week, Altos tracks every home for sale in the U.S., all the pricing, all the changes in pricing, all the supply and demand, so that you can see the trends in the U.S. housing market before it becomes available through the traditional media channels. This week, Thursday, March 11th at 10 a.m. Pacific, join us for an hour-long webinar where we will look at the absolute latest data on the inventory crisis. After we look at the data today, stay tuned and I'll share details on what to expect and how to register for that. Let's start today with the inventory chart that everybody is talking about. Single-family homes this week, we're down another couple percent and 55% fewer homes available than last year at this time. We're down to just 317,000 single-family homes available. As I mentioned each week, this is what's available right now. And when you're in a zip code where it goes from 75 to 10 listings in a week, this is what remains. Americans continue to buy everything in sight. Normally, March brings us some spring inventory. It seems unlikely that we're going to get listings in the volume that we desperately need, though, this year. Mortgage rates have been rising for a few weeks. Average 30-year fixed rate is over 3% now. The economy is expanding and the stimulus is underway. We may have moved past our lowest rates at this point. Keep in mind, though, that anyone buying a home in March locked their rates in February, so the frenzy should continue through the end of the month at least. In April, we'll look for signs of demand changing with higher rates, though they're still insanely low, even at 3%. Continuing on our recent trends, prices are pushing higher too. Median home price in the US this week is $355,000. It's up 10% year over year and up 4% from last month's seasonal trough. Prices are only pushing higher from here. We have 2 more weeks before the first annual comparison of the pandemic lockdown, the first pandemic lockdown of last March, 2020. If you recall, the market had only a few weeks of breather before jumping on the rocket ship for the rest of the year. The new listing set is flat at 345 this week. We have a month or so of growth that then we'll see if the normal seasonal market signals for Q2 start to creep back into the market. Since we haven't had any seasonality this year, it's really hard to predict the top of the cycle. We know, of course, that prices are surging from here. We have still multiple offers and sales to list price ratios well over 100%. So you're checking in on the record low levels of price reductions. With less than 17% of homes on the market requiring a price cut right now, it's crazy. Remember that normal is 35% of the market nationally will have taken a price cut recently. Sellers often overprice homes. Much of the time that's strategic, some of the time it's accidental, but about 35% normally would. Right now, only the most egregious overprices are finding any market resistance. Normally, this price reductions metric starts climbing in Q2 to peak much later in the year. All bets are off this year, though, as right now, there's no signs of demand chilling. As I said, though, we're still on the February's locked in interest rates. I had a friend text this week. They're moving out of the country and they need to sell their home. And she said, my realtor says I should list now, but what's going to happen in the next few months? And frankly, all my realtor clients are in this same boat. Massive demand and no supply. Frankly, both buyers and sellers are afraid and confused right now. This realtor, unfortunately, didn't use any real data to help the frightened seller, my friend. And the seller didn't believe him. So if you are a realtor, a broker, investor, lender, and you need to communicate what's going on and help people make the right decisions, then I have two recommendations for you. First, go to altosresearch.com and book a demo with our team. We'll show you how the smartest people in the industry are using the data right now to grow their business, even in this crazy market. This week, also, we have our webinar on Thursday, March 11th at 10 a.m. Pacific. We will spend our time investigating the absolute latest data on the inventory crisis we're facing and discuss where the market is heading. And of course, look at a lot of the local data, local markets too. There is a link to Altos Research to get connected with our team in the description below. And there's also a link to register for that webinar so we can see you on Thursday. We have a lot of people joining us for that. So if you're interested, you should sign up today. It's always open to our clients. So join us at Altos Research. That is all we have time for today. As always, more next week, and we'll see what the data is doing.